Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So the last update about Unfortunate Love was how Malishka shouted at Neelam and Karishma, and she caused Neelam a lot of bad names, pretender, acting, all those names. So I was so happy. Then Ayush and Grandma were just smiling because they were happy because of what Malishka is doing. So let's continue from there. Rishi and Lakshmi comes to the Oberoi mansion. Ayush get happy. Karishma shouted, asking them not to enter inside. Everyone looks at them. Karishma comes to Rishi and Lakshmi. Others also comes there. Karishma tells Lakshmi that she should not come inside. Rishi says Lakshmi will come inside because I have brought her. Karishma says Lakshmi has gone away from here and she has ruined the house so much, so she cannot come in. Rishi says to Karishma that I have brought Lakshmi and Lakshmi did not destroy anything. I am alive here because of Lakshmi. Karishma says you people are divorced now. With what relationship can Lakshmi stay here? Virendra says Lakshmi is my daughter and this is her father's house, so Lakshmi will stay here as my daughter. Karishma says to Virendra that the people doesn't know that you regard Lakshmi as your daughter, and she asks him to think about their image. She says people will call Lakshmi with many names, and what would they do? Grandma says to Karishma that we never thought about the society or the people when you left your husband's house and came here, and since then you have been staying here, and Karishma is shocked. Grandma says we don't care about the society. Rishi says exactly, but it matters when we forget our loved ones and do wrong with them due to the society. Karishma tells Grandma that she is very hurt because of her words and says you are comparing me with this Lakshmi. Karishma says nobody has regarded me as a daughter, but I am your daughter. Grandma says I said what I said to stop you from shaming Lakshmi. Rishi says to Karishma that Grandma doesn't mean it. Karishma says Lakshmi haven't come inside and this thing is happening. And if Lakshmi comes inside, then she will ruin all the relationship. Virendra says Karishma, we are trying to end the matter and you, what are you doing? Karishma says when I told Lakshmi not to come here, then why did she come? Look at her, she is standing here like a shameless person. Karishma says that Lakshmi doesn't have any respect and she is ruining the little self-respect that she has. Rishi says enough and says Lakshmi will bear everything, but I will not bear it because whatever you are saying is wrong. Rishi says I know how much Lakshmi's respect is and I know her self-respect. Rishi says to Karishma that it was not easy for me to bring Lakshmi here. I gave Lakshmi God's swear and I brought her here. He says you asked me to open my eyes and says my eyes are open. He asked Karishma to open her eyes and see Lakshmi. Ayush says this is not possible because his mom couldn't see her own daughter and son. So how will she see Lakshmi? And Ahana says Ayush is right. Karishma gets emotional and says Lakshmi does this. She made my children go against me. Ayush says mom will never like Lakshmi and he asks Lakshmi to come inside. Karishma asks Ayush to move back and she asks if Ayush forgot what Neelam's sister-in-law did with him by giving him a dirty slap earlier. And Sonia asks Ayush and Ahana to move back and let Aunt talk. Karishma asks Rishi if he will marry Lakshmi again. Rishi says if I wanted to marry Lakshmi, then I would have married her long back. I was seated there as the groom at the wedding altar. Ayush says Rishi sat at the wedding altar to save Lakshmi from Balvinda. Karishma asks that why did you bring Lakshmi here? Rishi says I brought Lakshmi here to save her life and says that he will take Lakshmi's life decisions and he will make sure that Lakshmi's life doesn't get ruined. Sonia says to Rishi that he should not care if Lakshmi's life is destroyed or not. Karishma says to Rishi that what do you have to do with Lakshmi now? Rishi says I am tired of answering everyone in the house and says I answered mom and Lakshmi. He says Lakshmi has always saved my life and now I will save Lakshmi's life and nobody will stop me. Rishi says to Karishma that I am the son of the house and I have brought Lakshmi here. Grandma asks Karishma to stop it and says I am the elder in the house, so I decide that Lakshmi will stay here as the daughter of the house. Neelam sits on the couch without saying anything and she looks very angry. Virendra asks Rishi to bring Lakshmi inside. Ahana says wait a minute and she goes to get the aarti plate. Sonia says Dad. Virendra says you got all the answers from this discussion, so keep quiet. Ahana brings the aarti plate. Grandma says you did right. Ahana says Rishi has done right by bringing Lakshmi here and Lakshmi's sister-in-law has bear so much, but she has returned. Ahana says that she wants to respect Lakshmi with due respect and says I will do her aarti first. Neelam comes to the door and makes the aarti plate fall down. Grandma shouted Neelam. Neelam said she was quiet when everyone were talking, when the children spoke in front of the elders, when elders says their decisions, and when son shows his right on the house. She said she was just looking at them all. Neelam says, I wanted to see how much I mean to you all, and I have seen how much you all respect my words. She says, I wouldn't have said anything even now, but if I had stayed silent, then you would have done Lakshmi's outie and bring her inside. Neelam says, I'll talk to this girl, and she faced Lakshmi and tells her that they praise her a lot, but to her, she is the unlucky girl. Neelam says to Lakshmi that everyone calls her the piece of the house, the soul, the life and the happiness of the house, and that will keep the family united. Neelam asks if Lakshmi is like this. She asks her to prove this and says, I am the daughter-in-law and the mother of these children and the owner of the house. She says, if I leave from here, then this house will scatter. And she asks Lakshmi to prove that she doesn't want the house to scatter. Neelam says to Lakshmi that if you enter this house, then I have to leave from here. She asks, what do you want? The house peace or destruction? She says, do you want to unite the family or break it? Do you want to have a luxury life or let us stay peacefully? And she asks her to prove that she wants to see the house united and she can do anything for this house happiness. Virendra says to Neelam that you are taking the test of Rishi also along with Lakshmi. Rishi says, Mom. Neelam says, I have asked Lakshmi a question, so Lakshmi should answer me. Lakshmi asks, what do I answer you when my destiny itself becomes a question? Lakshmi says, when you all had brought me here as your daughter-in-law and you had done my grab peresh on this doorstep, and now I am at the same doorstep. Lakshmi says, I had entered this house through this doorstep and now I am standing outside and my destiny made this door as the witness box for me. So what do I answer you when I have nothing instead of few questions? She says, why did I get married here? Why did I come here? She says, when I came to know about the betrayal, then I left from here. But again, I came back and I became the daughter-in-law of the house again. Lakshmi says, whom do I ask the burning questions in my heart when I don't have any elder whom to look at with hope? She says, I don't have anyone in front of me whom all my fears would wipe off. She says, my mother and father left, and when I came here, I thought that this house is my parents' blessing, and I accepted everyone, this house and the entire family with my heart, thinking that my parents' blessings was fulfilled. Lakshmi says, I made this family as the identity of the house, and I became Lakshmi Rishi Oberoi from Lakshmi Bajwa. She says, I did everything for the family. Then also, I am standing here because my destiny has brought me here. She says, if this is a trial by fire, then I used to give this trial daily in the house, and says, I am not selfish, I am not inauspicious, I am not bad, and I am not clever, but I am made to prove this daily. Lakshmi says the difference between my trial before and today is that the witness box was inside the house and now it is outside the house. Karishma asks if Lakshmi is done. Rishi says the question was asked from Lakshmi and she is replying, so please don't interfere in between. And Rishi owed Lakshmi's hand to take her inside while Neelam is angry and shocked. Lakshmi wipes her tears and says the trial by fire is given by the woman, and she asks Rishi that why will you and this family give me a trial of fire? She says you know well what my decision is, and she leaves Rishi's hand. She tells Neelam that she cannot become like Neelam because it takes a life to keep all the family members united, and says you might have given many trials which nobody knows, but I know that this is why this house is still united. Lakshmi says we make stone as God by doing puja to worship it, and says a woman gives all her life for the family. So for Neelam, the family is more than God to her. So who am I to shatter your family? Lakshmi says I never wanted this house to break, and says this temple and God are all yours. Nothing is mine, and you will not go anywhere because I will go. Rishi says to Lakshmi that you will not go anywhere and says this is wrong. Lakshmi asks if it is wrong to save the house from breaking and says she is your mother. I don't want to get a sin of separating a son from his mother, so let me go. Rishi says mom and you both have taken a decision, but what about me? And says does it mean that I don't exist? Rishi says to Lakshmi that when you and mom have decided and you don't care about me, then I will go away from this house, away from both of you, and I will never look at this house again, and I will not let you both know if I am alive or dead. Lakshmi asks, have you gone mad? Neelam says, you are saying this in front of me? Who has given birth to you? Rishi says, you have given birth to me, and I agree, but Lakshmi has saved my life. Rishi says to Neelam that I don't want you and Lakshmi to be hurt, and says this is my last decision, so I will leave from here. Lakshmi says you will not do this. Rishi asks if Lakshmi is coming inside, and says no, and says even mom is also not agreeing to let you come inside. Lakshmi says she is your mom, and she has a big right on you. Rishi says this is Lakshmi. I folded my hand before her to bring her here, because she is the real Lakshmi. Rishi says to Neelam that I did not bring Lakshmi here so that everyone would insult her, or so that she will give answer to everyone. He says Lakshmi is not his wife anymore, but he has a special connection with her, and even him doesn't know what it is. He says Lakshmi had saved his life, and now he will not let Lakshmi ruin her own life. Virendra asks Neelam not to let Rishi leave from home. Neelam asks Virendra to ask Lakshmi to leave so that all the problems can end. Grandma says to Neelam that you should feel proud of your son because he is doing a good thing by saving a savior. Neelam says by hurting his mother. Rishi says to Neelam that I can give my life for you, but I will not leave Lakshmi. Rishi says to Neelam that I have promised God that I will fulfill my promise made to God and Lakshmi even if I die, and says sorry. Virendra asks Neelam to think from Rishi's perspective. Grandma folded her hand before Neelam, and Neelam says no mommy, and she goes inside. Rishi holds Lakshmi's hand and says I have promised God to bring you back home, so don't let my promise break. Rishi holds Lakshmi's hand and take her inside the house. Lakshmi steps on the color from the outer plate that Neelam angrily throws away earlier, and Lakshmi steps on the color and comes inside while a song plays in the background. Ayush, Ahana, Grandma and Virendra are happy to see Lakshmi's footprint entering the house. Okay guys, so this is how Rishi was able to bring Lakshmi back to the house. Alright guys, thank you so much guys for watching. Please don't forget to give this video a like, share it as well, and don't forget to check the comment section for the link to the next episode. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.